Welcome. Dear students, today we are going to see aldol condensation. Aldol condensation has 3 points. Number 1, it is shown by aldehydes that are having alpha hydrogen atom. Aldehydes that have alpha hydrogen atom, they will show aldol condensation. Dear students, in my earlier video, I have mentioned about Cannizzaro reaction. Cannizzaro reaction is shown by aldehyde that do not have alpha hydrogen. They lack alpha hydrogen atom. Aldol condensation is shown by aldehyde that has alpha hydrogen atom. Please note this difference. So what are the aldehydes that have alpha hydrogen atom? The simplest aldehyde that is having alpha hydrogen atom is acetaldehyde, right? How many alpha hydrogen atoms here? 3, correct? And you can have numerous examples are there. See, propanaldehyde. How many alpha hydrogen here? 2, correct? And look at this, dimethyl acetaldehyde. Fine. How many alpha hydrogen here? 1. Fine. Now look at this one, phenyl acetaldehyde. Phenyl acetaldehyde. How many alpha hydrogen here? This is alpha hydrogen. How many? 2 alpha hydrogen. So these are the examples of aldehyde that are having alpha hydrogen atom. Numerous examples. There are more examples of aldehyde that have alpha hydrogen atom than those that do not have alpha hydrogen atom. So there are numerous examples. Now the second point is aldol condensation is base catalyzed self addition reaction. What is it? Base catalyzed self addition reaction. We will explain this point when we write the reaction. The third point is what is the product? That is a question. What is the product? Aldol. So what the product that we get is an aldol. Aldol has 2 functional groups. The first is alcohol and the other functional group is aldehyde. Fine. So we get a molecule that have got 2 functional group, alcohol as well as aldehyde. Hence that molecule is called as aldol. See, al from alcohol and dol from aldehyde. Aldol. Okay. To understand the first, second and the third point better, we'll have to draw the reaction. We'll have to write reaction. Let us see. I am going to take the simplest aldehyde that has alpha hydrogen. Which is the simplest aldehyde? Acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde is the simplest aldehyde that has got alpha hydrogen atom. So I have written this, correct? I am going to write it in this form so that we understand the reaction. This is also acetaldehyde. I have just written the H separately so that we understand the reaction, and it's base catalyzed, so it happens in the presence of base which acts as a catalyst. Now what would happen here? This is polar molecule, correct? And a very big dipole. A dipole exists between the carbonyl carbon and the oxygen. With the result, this oxygen gets a negative sign and this carbon gets a positive sign. Correct? Now what would happen? This H, it would go here. Fine. And when this H goes here, this enolate ion, this is the enolate ion. Correct? This has a pair of electron that would get added to the carbonyl carbon. Okay. So it is nucleophilic addition reaction. Nucleophilic addition reaction. Fine. So here we go. So this becomes OH. This H comes here and the enolate ion joins here to the carbonyl carbon, which is the nucleophilic center. So that is how we get an aldol. So notice here one more thing, it has 2 functional groups. One is the alcohol and the other is aldehyde. Hence the molecule is called as aldol. What is the IUPAC name of this molecule? Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. What is it? 3-hydroxybutanol. 3-hydroxybutanol. Okay, this is an aldol. So we made all points clear here. 3 points we made. All these 3 points we can see in the reaction. Number 1 is acetal. This is shown by aldehyde that have alpha hydrogen atom. See, alpha hydrogen atom. Correct. Number 2 was its base catalyzed, right? Self addition reaction, right? The 3rd is we get an aldol, and which has 2 functional group, OH group and CHO group. So all our 3 points are actually proved in the reaction itself. To better understand the reaction, let us understand the mechanism. It has 2 steps. Step number 1, formation of enolate ion. Enolate ion. Let us see. So I am going to write aldehyde like this, acetaldehyde like this. I have written CH3. This is, it happens in presence of base, right? OH minus. Now what the OH minus would do in this situation? If you have seen my earlier video, that is in Cannizzaro reaction, there was no alpha hydrogen atom. I have used formaldehyde, HCHO. So there was no CH3 group here. So because of that, that OH minus acted as a nucleophile. It attacked on carbonyl carbon in Cannizzaro reaction. It attacked on carbonyl carbon and it showed nucleophilic addition reaction. In that scenario, in Cannizzaro reaction, this acted as a nucleophile. But here it will act as base. OH minus would act as base. It would actually knock out the H from here. Okay, because alpha hydrogen is present. So it would prefer to knock out a alpha hydrogen atom rather than to act as a nucleophile and attack carbonyl carbon. So what we get here is enolate ion. This is what we get, right? And we lose a molecule of water. What we lost? A molecule of water. Ain't this a simple molecule? This is a very simple molecule. That is why we call it as a condensation reaction. See, condensation reactions are addition reactions with elimination of a small molecule. This small molecule can be a water, it can be methanol, ethanol, NH3. Mostly it is water which is eliminated as a simple molecule. So we call that such kind of condensation reaction. Specifically we call them dehydration synthesis. Fine. So this is what proves that it is a condensation reaction, elimination of the small molecule of water. Now the important thing is that we formed enolate ion. Enolate ion is formed. Step number 2. Step 2, attack of enolate ion. Attack of enolate ion. Now we know what the enolate ion is, right? So we write the enolate ion here, CH2, C double bond O, H, here it is minus, don't forget that. And now we are going to write the aldehyde like this. Fine. Now look at this aldehyde. There is actually polar molecule. A big dipole exists between carbonyl carbon and oxygen. With the result, carbon becomes positive and oxygen become negative. Now this enolate ion will simply attack the carbonyl carbon. Nucleophilic addition will take place. Addition of the enolate ion to the nucleophilic carbon center will take place. And what would result? Let us write it. CH3, C, O minus H. Attach this carbon with the enolate. CH2, C double bond O, H. So that is what we got in the step number 2. Now there is step 3. Step 3, pardon me, because in the I taught mechanism, before I was mentioning mechanism, I said that there are 2 steps. Pardon me, there are 3 steps. Step number 3 is abstraction of proton from what? From water. Water, where was it formed? In step 1, right? When enolate ion was formed, water was eliminated as a simple molecule. So now we will write this here, CH3 CO minus H CH2 C double bond O H. Now what would happen? Now water molecule that was eliminated in the first step is still here. This H, it would simply go and attach here. Okay, and what you get? CH3 COH H, and there you go. So you got the aldol, right? This is the aldol. As we said earlier, 3-hydroxy-butanol. 3-hydroxy-butanol. This is numbering. Don't get confused. 3-hydroxy-butanol, aldol. Now the thing is, interesting thing is, we get OH minus back in the reaction system. Remember, OH minus is the catalyst. So catalyst, it just increases the rate of the reaction. It doesn't form a part of the product. The OH minus is back into the system. It has initiated and has speeded up the reaction. It has done its work, and now we get it back into the system. So this is what is aldol condensation about, and this is shown by aldehydes that are having alpha hydrogen atom. Now you get a similar kind of this thing with ketones also, correct? That is called as ketol condensation. Ketol condensation, that is very similar to this. I will show you that in short. You can take two simplest ketones, that is acetone. Take two. This is also acetone, right? And OH minus catalyzed it should be. Now this H would go here, correct? And this enolate ion, this is positive, this is negative. This enolate ion will just attach to the nucleophilic center. So what you get? CH3 COH CH3, right? CH2. This is a ketol, correct? This is a ketol. What are the two functional groups? OH group and ketone group. This is a ketol. Fine. So you can write the mechanism as well. Step 1 is the formation of the keto ion. In this case, formation of keto ion. How it will take place? Just write the acetone molecule like this. OH minus, right? Take this H from here. Fine. Now you get the keto ion, right? Step 2 will be attack of keto ion. How it will attack? Write this. This is step 1. This is step 2. Attack of keto ion. How it will occur? Yes. Write this. Write the acetone molecule. This is polar, right? Dipole exists. Just attach this to this carbonyl carbon. Nucleophilic addition of keto ion to acetone will take place, and what you get? Write this one first, CO minus CH3, and then attach this keto ion here, CH2 C double bond O and CH3, right? And in step 3 what would happen? What would happen in step 3? The H2O that was eliminated. This is step 3 I am writing now. Abstraction of proton from H2O. So what you will get here? CH3 COH CH3, right? So now we have studied ketol condensation also. It is similar to aldol condensation. Mechanism and step is similar. See, ketol, it has OH group as well as ketone group. Two functional groups are there. This is a ketol. Aldol condensation we have seen. Dear students, I hope you have understood this class. If you have liked it, do not forget to like, share and subscribe it. Thank you very much.